Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to do a video today in the shop, but I didn't have time, so I'm gonna have to make do with this. I'm driving back to my house. I wanted to talk about something that happened yesterday and really got under my skin, and I'm gonna try to not make this a huge rant, and I'm gonna try to keep control of my my language, because I'm not real happy at all. I had some troll yesterday write a bad review for us on online, and yeah, it happens. I mean, we've had it before with a couple of morons that whatever. You guys can go on and read for yourself. It's real stupid, but this guy was an extra special kind of stupid. All right, if you're gonna write a review for a shop, and for whatever reason, good or bad, you should have some kind of it should be warranted for some reason or another, whether it was good or bad, okay? And you should be able to back up your claims, which this moron can't, because he's a moron. So he went on, and I'm going to tell you what happened. This guy called me. He never came to the shop. He's never been here. He called me because he bought some sort of car, whatever, some sort of abomination, and as most Muppets do, they buy something because they have money but don't know how to work on it and don't know anything about it. They just buy it because it looks cool. So that's what he did. He bought it because it looks cool. And basically what happened was the car shuts off on him. Just randomly shuts off. So I explained to him, I said, you'd have to bring the car down and we'd take a look at it for you, no problem. He told me this long-winded story for about 20 minutes. I said, okay. I said, regardless of any of that, I said, you still have to bring the car down. I said, I can't really do much on the phone. She says, oh, well, you got really good reviews, and everybody, you talked about real well, and this and that, and all this stuff. And you're real knowledgeable. You haven't seen this before? And I said, seen what before? And he goes, with this kind of problem. I said, yeah, where a car shuts off. I said, sure, I have. He goes, oh, well, what could cause it? I said, dude, the list is too long. I said, I said, really, I have no idea what to tell you. I said, I know you want answers for what the problem is, but it's an impossibility for me to diagnose a car on the telephone. Okay, I'm not a tech line, and I didn't say that to him. I didn't get nasty with him, but I said, I can't diagnose it on the phone. So I said, you really need to bring the car down, man. And I said, I'm busy. I really need to go. I said, if you want to bring it, do you want the address or anything in case you want to bring the car? And he says, oh, well, why can't you come up here and look at it? And I was like, well, I don't do road service. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not into that stuff. I said, I only work at my own place. So he got annoyed with me about that. Oh, well, I don't want to pay for a tow. Okay, well, you just paid for some sort of hot rod that you can't fix. What's another $100 for a tow? You know what I mean? If you get it running right. I don't know. So he didn't want to pay for a tow. He didn't want to do anything the right way. You know what I mean? And he decided that I forgot I have air conditioning now. He didn't want to do anything the right way. So he had me on the phone for literally a half hour, wasting my time, and crying to me that nobody up by his area could fix it. He's had it to shops, they can't figure it out. I said, dude, you're only a half hour away, 20 minutes, a half hour away. Just tow the car down, and and we'll figure it out for you. Oh, I don't want to pay the tow. I don't want to pay the tow. I said, okay. I said, look, I really need to get back to what I'm doing. I said, I'm busy. I said, I really can't help you. I'm sorry. I think I tolerated him more than most would have. That's the truth, okay? And I really try not to be nasty with people until they push me. But what aggravates me is that this moron, and he is a moron, and I really hope he's watching. I hope he's watching my channel. I hope he somehow found my channel, because he is a freaking moron. Decides to go on online and write this review, and what he says in the review was pretty funny. It starts off, it says rude, 1 star, rude, and then it goes on to say, I called him for advice on my car and he wouldn't help me and all this crap. And as I was reading through it, I was just, I was laughing at myself, basically, you know what I mean? I was like, this guy's got to be kidding me. I was very nasty. I'm very rude and this and that, and I wouldn't offer any advice on how to fix his car. Well, you know what? I'm not your goddamn tech support, okay? So I have no reason to be helping you for free. Nobody helps me, okay? Well, I mean, some of you guys, but you know what I'm getting at, all right? This guy is not in our industry. This guy's not, he's not a friend. He's not anybody I've ever met. he's a freaking customer. And honestly, I wouldn't want him as a customer. But the point is, who the hell gets off on doing shit like that? Like, I would never, ever have the audacity to call somebody, ask them for their professional advice on something without being willing to pay them or bring my whatever the hell it was to them to fix. Do that with a doctor. Call a doctor up and tell him, yeah, my ass hurts, man. What should I do? What do you think? Have you ever seen this before? What are you gonna do? Are you kidding me? It's absurd how stupid people really are these days. And you know what? If I'm offending anybody, then don't watch my channel, because I really don't want you here. We're not thin-skinned where I come from. You know what I mean? It's just absurd and ridiculous that this is the kind of troll shit that we have to deal with. If you don't bring the car to a shop and you expect somebody to diagnose it over the phone, you're a freaking moron. That's plain and simple. If you own a vehicle and you think somebody's going to diagnose it for you on the phone, you're really dumb. Okay, that's not going to happen. I mean, you couldn't do it if you wanted to. Let's face it. You know what I mean? You couldn't do it if you wanted to. What I ended up doing was replying to this asshat, and I nicely explained to him that he's a moron and a muppet, and that the magic wand that I had, broke, and it's on back order. So he's out of luck till my crystal ball arrives. Can't really help him. And then I told him that his friends are waiting for him at Area 51, when they go invade it. And I told him, I wish him luck. I'm so annoyed over this. You have no idea. Like, it's ridiculous to me that you could do that. It's ridiculous. If you have a freaking problem with me, my address is all over the place. My address is on my Google account. My address is on my Facebook, my YouTube, my whole thing. You know where I'm at. I'm at the shop every freaking day except Sunday. So if you got that much of an issue where you got to go on there and be a dick, you know where I'm at, man. There's no reason to go on and write a bad review for a guy that never even did anything for you, never worked on your car, you never had any interaction other than calling and wasting his time. I wish I could write a review for him and tell people what an asshole he is. That's what I'd like to do. But he probably doesn't have anything to write a review on. So it is what it is. But my whole thing is that the internet is a great source for people that have intelligence, people that are willing to learn, people who want to share knowledge. It's a great thing. I absolutely love interacting with the guys on the other YouTube channels. Some of them have become my friends over, the past year or two. Some longer, whatever. But I've gotten to know some of these guys, and we interact outside of YouTube when we get the chance, and we speak on the phone or we speak on Messenger or whatever. We always have a network going on, and it's a great thing. But it's not a magic. It's not magic. You know what I mean? We're not magical creatures. We're not unicorns, where we can fix your car or diagnose your car without any kind of, without having the vehicle, without having, whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you own a vehicle, do some research on what it entails to work on cars. Maybe attend a class. Everybody's always talking about techs. We have to train this and that. Yeah, we do. I get it. We always have to learn. We always keep learning. But you know what? The consumer needs to go learn something too sometimes. The consumer should go to some of these classes that we attend. Invest a little bit. It'll help the industry. Go to one of these seminars and just take one class. It doesn't matter what it is, because you're not going to understand shit anyway. Just take a class. Go there and sit there and learn just that much of what we have to deal with and what we have to learn to know how to fix your cars. Maybe then you'll have a little insight when you come into a shop and you ask them why they have to pay for diagnosis, like most of these morons do. And maybe you'll have a little bit more understanding towards the techs when you realize what we have to deal with, okay? Morons like this jackass. That's something that we're lacking in this industry as well, is people that understand what we deal with, okay? And that's partly due to ignorance. In big part, it's due to ignorance, because they don't give a shit. They don't want to learn. They don't want to know. They don't care. Fix my car. Fix it now. I don't want to pay you. What's wrong with my car? My check engine light's on. Oh, I don't want to pay for diagnosis. They'll do it for free at that chain store. They'll diag it for free. Yeah, sure they will, with a generic code reader. They'll go in there with a generic code reader and they'll scan the PCM because they can't get into any other modules, and they'll give you some generic code, and then they'll tell you you need an O2 sensor, or you need this, or you need that, or you have to take it to your mechanic now so they can diagnose it. Well, duh. Yeah, because you don't know what's wrong with the car, because you're not a mechanic, you're not a tech, you're not anything. You're a freaking guy working behind a parts counter. And no offense to those guys, because you know what? They're just doing their job. The morons that bring the car in, that think that they're going to get a free diagnostic on these cars, is absurd. They are the biggest dumbasses that I've ever seen in my life. You're not going to get a free diag on anything, okay? You're going to pay because the equipment costs a bundle of money. Is that really hard to understand? If you call a plumber into your house and he unclogs your drain with a piece of wire, he's going to charge you $250, okay? What do you think that piece of wire cost him? Next to nothing. But a tech who's working with a $5,000 scan tool, a $2,000 scope, information that we have to purchase for the vehicles that are $300-400 a month for some of them, who's complaining about paying a diagnostic charge of an hour? Are you kidding me? We get less than a plumber does to unclog your drain in 5 minutes, okay, for the time we spend diagnosing a car with systems in it that should be launching the space shuttle. Give me a break. If you guys, like, any of you guys can relate to what I'm saying, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some of you can, but you know what? I'm not quiet like a lot of other guys are. I speak my mind, and I say what's on my mind, and I don't care. If you don't like it, too bad. It's my channel. And you know what? I'm trying to put information out there that's helping everybody. And the truth of it is, this industry needs a kick in the ass in a lot of ways. The consumer needs a kick in the ass in a lot of ways. They need to understand that we're not some freaking morons, grease monkeys like they used to call us, okay? We are highly trained, and we work on systems that a doctor wouldn't understand, okay? And that's the truth. Let's face it, we're not dummies in this field, okay? We're not pissants in this field, okay? We're not. We're guys that spend a whole lot of time and a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of money on this industry, on this trade, to do the right thing and to be able to fix these cars. So to be treated like we don't count for anything, or to be treated like we owe you something. We don't owe you shit, okay? We don't owe the consumer shit. What we do is we treat people fairly. We charge according to the job, according to the diagnostics procedures that we have to follow, and we charge according to what the parts cost, okay? And the parts are not cheap. We do the right thing for the customer. Every time the customer comes in my shop, we do the right thing for the customer. I am not a guy who's going to ever take advantage of a customer, because it's happened to me when I was younger. Before I was in this field, I got screwed, okay? And I knew what it was like. And you know what? It wasn't cool. And I didn't like it. And I would never do it to somebody else, okay? And I'm not built that way anyway. I would never screw anybody. It's not right. I've fixed people's cars. I've helped people over the years more times than I can tell you. And that's the God's honest truth. And I'm not going to go into detail, but I've done a lot of things for people over the years. And you know what? I'm not expecting anything in return. I never did. If I did it out of the kindness of my heart, okay, for whatever reason I had at the time. But let me tell you something. When people start taking advantage of you and trying to make you look like a fool, or like you're a ripoff, or you're a thief, or you're no good, or this or that, but they ain't got the balls, okay, to do it to your face, nothing irritates me worse than that. Grow a pair and come down to the shop. Don't write a freaking review on somebody you never met and you never dealt with, okay? Because I'd be the first one to bend over backwards for this freaking douchebag. It just has me completely irate. And you know what? I've been irate for 2 days because of this shit. Nothing I could do about it, because you can't really refute anything on this bullshit reviews, you know what I mean? They could do whatever they want. They have free roam. They could say the world about you, or they could make you out to be a complete villain and a scumbag. And either way, nothing you can do about it, okay? Even if they're dead wrong, there's nothing you can do about it. So his idiot review is still up there, and the funny thing about it is that after I replied to him, he changed the review, and he changed it down to just rude. That's his review. Rude. Freaking moron. Try to express yourself, and try to actually, come out with words and say what you really mean. Or better yet, come down and say it to me in person. Moron. I just can't with these people, man. It's the bad side of the internet, and it's not going away. Trolls are going to troll, you know what I mean? And I've seen it on other people's channels too. I mean, they go on there just to berate people or try to whatever. I mean, it's just the stupidest thing in the world. They'd be quiet as a church mouse in person. That's the funny part about it. But I wanted to share this because I think that it needs to get out there. The word needs to get out there for other people, for people that aren't in this industry too, for whoever's watching. Because this is something that happens, okay? You get made a fool of, or you look like a jerk because some moron is unhappy because you hurt his feelings because you wouldn't go work on his car for free. Or you wouldn't go out to travel, a half hour away to work on his car after you get out of work and all day running the shop. So that's that's what's grinding my gears today, guys. And like I said, I'm not quiet about stuff. I speak my mind, and it is what it is. You don't like it, sorry. But I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I wouldn't do it to somebody for any reason. I've had shit encounters with people, and I've not wrote a review, like really lousy encounters at restaurants. I shouldn't even say encounters, but like service. I've gone to restaurants and had terrible service and terrible just experience at the place. I didn't go on there and write a review and make them, bash the place and make them look like crap, you know what I mean? I didn't do that. So it would take a lot for me to do that. It would take a lot. It sure as hell wouldn't take me calling somebody, asking them how to fix my car, and them telling me they can't do that, they can't help me on the phone. I sure as hell wouldn't go badmouth them. But that's the kind of jerk off you deal with. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to be rude to people on the phone if they call me wasting my time looking for free advice, looking for magical fixes for their car. Yeah, you don't want to spend money, don't own a car. Go buy yourself a wagon, a horse and wagon, carriage, whatever. Buy yourself a bicycle. Take an Uber. There's an option for you. Uber's big. Take an Uber. I don't know. Play on the railroad tracks, whatever. Do something. Hop on a train or try to. Whatever. I don't care. Don't drive a car because you're going to spend money to fix a car, and that's just the bottom line. Whether it's me or anybody else that you take it to, it costs money to fix them. We shouldn't work for free just because we're automotive techs. Okay, it doesn't change anything. It's a job. That's our job. And people need to get that through their heads. This is not something that we do for fun. It's not my hobby. It's my job. It's how I make my living. So if you're too stupid to understand that, and you're wasting my time on the phone for a half hour when I could be fixing an actual customer's car, then maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some freaking therapy, or you need some drugs, or you need something. I don't know. But if that's the kind of asshat you are, that you expect that from somebody, then you really need something. I'm out, guys. I'm home. I'm gonna go cool off. See you later.